Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode from the ETTC webinar series. ETTC is a modern center that is dedicated to English language teachers. We always bring new guests in our webinar series to discuss trendy topics. Today, we're here with Mr. Hamza Nani to discuss the importance of continual professional development, which might be a new concept to many teachers. So please welcome with me Mr. Nani and let's start the webinar.
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you're doing well, safe and sound, and still enjoying the moments of the summer vacation as it is still happening. It's not yet finished. Um, so, as a brief introduction to this webinar, I would like it to be a bit interactive. So, first of all, I would like to know. All right. So, Miss Aya, you have already shared with us. Okay, nice. So, would you please? We're not having a lot of attendees, so that we can have this webinar interactive, so we can give the chance to everyone to share with us his or
حان
her
الآن موعد
background or
أذان
experience
المغرب.
towards the topic discussed today. So I would like to know about you, dear audience, your background. Are you still students? Are you teaching now? What are you doing exactly? Are you both a student and a teacher? That's a good thing. So would you please let us know in the chat box, in call messages here. It's named in Google Meet. Okay. So I would like you to be a bit energetic, okay? Yeah. Show me your energy. Yeah. Just type, okay? Just type. I don't like this webinar to be just a sort of lecture where you just listen to me, sharing with you the information shown in the slides. No, that's not good enough. Nice. Welcome, Miss Asia. Nice. Okay. We've got so here we've got an MA student, PhD student, who is at the same time working as a trainer. Nice. Okay. We still have Saida and Muhammad Amin. Okay. Saida and Muhammad Amin and Fatma Haro. Okay. So please let us know about yourselves. Can you hear me well, Miss Hadil? Nice, excellent. Okay, so you can respond to this question during the presentation. Okay, so you can take your time to tell us about yourselves as we are presenting. So I would like to know. I would like to give the opportunity to one of you, dear audience, to raise his hand and to talk about his background about the CPD. When we say the CPD, what comes to your mind? Okay, so I'll be waiting for one of you to raise his hand, and then Miss Hadi will give him or her the opportunity to talk, so that we can learn from each other. Okay. Nice. So, or we are going to choose someone, I think. We choose, Miss Hadil. We choose a victim, we choose. Okay, so I choose. I choose Asia Sili. So you can talk, Miss Asia. So Hadil will give you the microphone to tell us about what do you know about the CPD. When we say CPD, what comes to your mind?
So we have a message from Mr. Amin. He said he was driving.
Nice. We hope that you arrived safe. So, Asia. Okay, so we move to Fatma Harun. Okay, all right. All right. Okay. Related to the teacher knowledge. Okay. Can you add something else? Oh, that's enough.
Sorry, Mr. Muhammad, we cannot hear you. Your voice is very low. Can you
Okay.
please
My
type
voice is a
instead
bit
of
low.
talking?
Okay. All right, it's fine. So, if you have any idea about the CPD and to what extent it is important, for ELTs, for English language teachers around the country or around the world, so you just share with us your knowledge and background about the thing. Okay, so I'll be giving you my humble presentation right now. Nice. Okay, so when we say CPD, which stands for the Continuous Professional Development, and that's something that is highly important and required, in the job market, whether for the individuals or for the companies. Okay, so that is not only related to English language teachers, but that is related so that can be extended to all the fields, whether those technical fields, linguistic fields, and so on and so forth. So the continuous professional development is about discovering the new ways to do your job. Okay, discovering new ways, let's say up-to-date ideas on how to satisfy your customer. Okay, when we talk about the job market, okay, whether a company or an individual. Okay, so the CPD can be important. Yes. Okay, I said that the CPD can be seen as important and required in the private sector. That is for the English language teachers. Okay, so why am I saying so? Because most of the students, well, all of the students in the private sector are customers in a way or in another. So these customers, they should be satisfied with the that can be even extended to the company itself. Companies who don't go for CPD can vanish, can vanish through time. We can as well take the example of Nokia. So Nokia company used to be one of the biggest mobile companies in the world, but because there are many reasons that led to vanish to the vanishing of Nokia, and one of them is the lack of CPD. Okay, so when we don't go for the CPD, we can see that we are lacking lots of up-to-date ideas and techniques on how we are doing the things. Okay, so today we are going to shed light on the CPD in the field of English language teaching. Okay, so I try to make it clear for you the CPD, why it is important in all the fields, in the job market by itself. Okay, so in this webinar, this humble webinar, you will be learning about the CPD. First one, what is CPD? And then we move for teachers. and then effective CPD strategies and approaches. And then we will be giving you real-life CPD success stories in our field, in English language teaching, in ESL. Now we are working to make English as a second language. All right. So the CPD, as I've talked already about it, stands for the continuing professional. Important for the individual and the company in the job market. Okay, so I want to add something more here. We can take the example of, let's say now we are talking about the companies and the Ministry of Knowledge and the startups and such things. So we can take two cases, two students who graduate from university, and both of them are teachers of English. Okay, and both of them, they launch their own private schools. Okay, so let's name them Sam and Tom. Okay, let's make them English. So Sam and Tom. Sam always goes for the CPD. Okay, and then later on we'll be talking about how to approach the CPD. And Tom doesn't really care about the CPD. He just cares about just teaching and making less efforts and making himself satisfied. That's all. Okay. Well, Sam goes for the CPD and always looking for new ideas, and he's making the consultations. He's going here and going there just to learn about the way to do things better. You see the difference here? Through time, the gap will be huge between Sam and Tom in the way they teach, in the way they give their service to their students. See? Now let's move on. So, can you see the presentation?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so we were talking about here. We were here. Yes, we were talking about Sam and Tom. Okay, so through time, you will see the difference, the huge gap between Sam and Tom in their performance. Okay, that difference might be slight at the first year, but through time there will be a gap in the performance of the two. Okay. Now, the importance of CPD for teachers. For sure, the CPD is highly important for teachers, as today we are witnessing a revolution in the technologies that we can use in the classroom, whether the online classes, whether the online games, whether the applications that we can use to entertain our learners and to let them learn in a fun way in the classroom. And as well, the artificial intelligence that is making a revolutionary difference. Nowadays, we can use the artificial intelligence to plan the lessons, to prepare the games, to design for us the worksheets, our own worksheets that couldn't be used by anyone else. Proper worksheets. So, if someone who is in the field of ELT and is not intending to go for the CPD, he won't be able to cope with the current era that he is working on. Especially nowadays, the learners and the students that we are teaching, they are always up to date and they care about everything that is new. So when the students, in their own life, they are having everything online. So they are having artificial intelligence everywhere. They hear about this, they talk about this, but when they get in your classroom, they find you outdated. Your classroom is outdated. That's the risk of not going for CPD. So now I would like to know from your own side, why CPD has become a must nowadays. Well, I tried to give my own answer, but I would like to learn from you as well. I would like you to respond to this question, why CPD has become a must nowadays. Would you please respond and interact with us in the in-call messages here? Okay. Why CPD has become a must nowadays? As we are teaching English, we have to go for CPD. Or maybe that's a wrong statement. No, CPD is not a must. Yeah, that depends on you. Okay? I would like you to share with me your thoughts. If you'd like to talk, you can take the microphone, or you can just type the messages here in the chat. I would like you to interact with me, okay?
Well, I personally believe that okay. So I personally believe that the English language teaching field is something that is developing rapidly nowadays. You have, as a teacher, you have to stay up to date. You have to catch the train before you're too late. As you said, sometimes when the student finds that you are out of date, that happened to us personally when we were students, well, we can relate or we can feel the disappointment that our students would feel later on. So you better catch the train as soon as possible.
Nice.
Okay, so we have
Nowadays,
says the rapid development in the field of artificial intelligence and teaching methods, online teaching, between brackets.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, in a recent conference that I attended, that was organized by the ESL Algeria Network, and there was a workshop about using artificial intelligence in the classroom. And there was a question raised in this workshop. Will the artificial intelligence replace the teachers, the human teachers? That's a big question. Okay? So someone responded in that workshop that the teachers who know how to use artificial intelligence in their classroom will replace the teachers who don't know how to use the artificial intelligence in their classroom. You see now the risk of not learning the new things, okay? Especially nowadays, it is about artificial intelligence, okay? It is not now. It is even outdated when you consider yourself up to date as you are using the data show, or as you are using flashcards, or as you are using the speaker, or as you are like showing your students in the classroom some videos on YouTube. No, 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 no. That has become outdated now. Okay, now we are talking about artificial intelligence that can make amazing things. Okay, that can make really amazing things. Well, I can share with you here in the in-call messages. That's one of the many websites that can provide educational services using the artificial intelligence for the teachers. So you can create your own chat bot, okay, here in this po.com, and then you can work on your own activities the way you want, and those activities will be only for your classroom, because the artificial intelligence has got ideas to give to the teachers, and that depends on the data that you give. Okay, so po.com. So please check this. Okay, po.com is a website that is all about artificial intelligence in teaching. Okay, nice. Would you please type it? Nice. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Nice, nice. That's interesting, and that's this is a sort of CPD, okay? Because we would like this webinar to be practical, okay? We don't want this webinar to be just sort of lecture, giving you information, loads of information, and then when you finish this webinar and you try to reflect upon what you have learned in this webinar, so you won't find something concrete, something that you can just take and apply. Okay. Um, yes. You know, one of the things that encourage such teachers is the public sector. Okay. Because the public sector doesn't care about the satisfying the customers. Okay. It doesn't work this way. But in the private sector, it works. It works this way, you know. We should satisfy the customers, so the customers should be entertained. They should have up-to-date materials, up-to-date worksheets, up-to-date ideas, up-to-date design of the classroom, so that they feel something better, something new when they come to your school. But when the context doesn't support, okay, when the context doesn't support those who come with the new ideas, who do the initiatives, so those who don't go for the initiatives, they might even look smarter a bit. They look smarter, you know, because they save energy. Okay, as at the end they do the job with the minimum amount of energy and time. Okay,
We have another comment from
right.
Mama saying acquiring new methods and technologies help a lot. Teacher to keep weight with the quick development.
Exactly, yes. Exactly. Because, you know, um, what we do is we are fulfilling the needs of the students. Okay. So the needs of the students, they have a strong relationship with the current era that we live in. Okay, because most of the students who are going to schools to learn English, to learn French, or to learn all the technical skills, why are they doing that? Most of them, they do that to get a job, or most of them, they do that to be to get a promotion, okay, in their job. You see, so we have to cope with what is happening, okay, so that what we give to the students will help them in their own life, okay, whether about the topic that we discuss, whether about the materials that we use, whether about even the way we treat the students, and that's a big thing, you know. Even the way we treat the students is facing a development, you know. Maybe some don't care about this, but no, that's really important, you know, because the way the pupils or the students they comprehend things, they get in touch with you, okay, the way they think, the way they see the things is different from the students who used to study in 2005 and just in 2023. You know, mindsets are different. So we have to cope even with the mindsets, you see. So those who don't go for the CPD, they will find some things messed up for them. Okay? Messed up, really messed up for them. But those who go for the CPD, things will be entertaining, things will be fun, and things will go smoothly and easily. Okay? Um, let's get back to the right. Now, effective CPD strategies and approaches. Well, I consider this slide. I consider this slide as the most important one, in our presentation. So, the effective strategies and approaches of CPD. So, when we say this, what comes to your mind when we say approaches and strategies of applying the CPD or going for the CPD? How can you approach the CPD? How can you make the CPD happen for you in your own life? In your own life as you're doing your job. I would like you to interact with me, okay? If you'd like to talk, you can talk. That's a pleasure, you know. And I can hear someone is talking there next to Hadi.
It's my cat, sorry.
Oh, okay, all right. That's so cute. Okay, so dear teachers, I would like you to share with me your thoughts about the effective strategies and approaches of applying the CPD. Okay, when we say the CPD, how can you make the CPD happen for you in your own life? Okay, as you are a teacher of English, how can you make the CPD happen practically? Okay, in a practical way.
Come on, everybody. Just share on the top.
Maybe things look a bit like dim. Maybe things look a bit dim as we are using a new term, which is the CPD. Okay, and I know that most of them they know all of these strategies. There are three main strategies. Okay, that teachers can go for to make the CPD happen. Okay, we choose someone. Miss Hadim?
Yeah, feel free.
Okay. All right. So I would like to hear a word from Muhammad Shabbah.
Oh, we have an answer in the chat box. Sorry.
Okay. Nice. Through.
Ms. Elsia said through webinars, conferences, and collaborations.
Good. Can you please activate the microphone for Muhammad? You are a victim. Be ready, Muhammad. We're going. Okay, so yes, so Aya bin Da'as, Aya bin.
So, hello. I think the first thing in another applying CPD, whether it was advancing the career. The second thing I think would be planning activities, planning a plan on how to engage in CPD. Staying update is the most crucial one, I think.
Miss Hadid, can you hear a noise here around me? Not really? Okay, yes. So, let's get back.
So I think everybody is giving interesting responses. They
Nice, and
said,
that's a
I
good.
try to participate in many workshops and webinars,
Nice.
following strategies
Okay.
on YouTube, research with students, reading books, articles, research papers, seminars, taking online courses, Coursera, and so on.
Okay. Good. So here, when we talk about the strategies and approaches, we have what we call the types of CPD. Okay. Here we are trying to clarify these terms so that things will be clear and easy for you, so that you will know, you yourself, you will know what is the type of CPD that I am doing now. Okay, because the CPD can be as big and can be as simple and as small. Okay, we'll see how. My question is, have you ever thought of the types of CPD, methods of CPD? So the types of CPD can we have the structured CPD, we have the reflective CPD, and we have the informal CPD. So why are we using these terminology, and aren't we making things complex and difficult for the audience? I hope we are not. I hope we are helping you to sort the structured CPD. We can let me see you so that we have the structured CPD. So you as a teacher, you are actively learning here to put yourself in an active and interactive atmosphere. Yourself in an active and proactive as well. We find these atmospheres. We can find these atmospheres in conferences where we can be active as a participant. I can be active. Okay, when I attend the workshop and train us as teachers is going to train us as if we are students. The eye of the student, so I can feel the student. And as well in conferences. So the conferences, they have got workshops. They have got always two types. Sometimes they even posters. So the interactive atmosphere and to question the things that you are learning. Okay? Well, one of the techniques that you have learned, example, get to know your learners in your first session. Okay, at the first time when so the trainer will give you some techniques to use. Students get to know each other and you get to know their names. The role of the student, okay, and you can question these techniques and the way to apply them, okay, and these are the most effective and important this is the most effective and important way of applying the CPD, because the structured CPD or the active learning can give you up-to-date and new materials and ideas. Okay. Now we move to the second type, okay, which is the reflection. Okay. All right. So the reflection or the reflective CPD. Okay. So for the reflective CPD, or we can call it the passive learning. Okay. The passive learning happens in the trainings that you take, for example, online, especially online, where the training is not interactive. Okay, for example, this webinar, when this webinar is recorded and then it is shared on YouTube or other social media platforms, so the teacher can apply here the reflective CPD. Okay, he can learn, but he can't interact because that's not interactive. You see. Well, applying the reflective CPD can take this form. Okay, can take this form of attending an online session, online session, but that is not live. Okay, on YouTube or on the platforms like those of recorded tutorials on Coursera and Udemy and all the platforms. Okay. So the reflective CPD can take the form as well of reading a book. Okay, when you read a book about teaching English, you are doing the reflective CPD. Okay, that is not interactive. You are not going to interact with the author. Okay, when you just take a book written by Jeremy Harmer, for example, about effective ideas on teaching listening in English, you are not going to interact with the author. You are going just to reflect upon those ideas. Okay, you are going just to be passive. You just take those ideas, and it is not open for interaction. Okay, so the third type of the CPD, which is the non-structured. Okay, which is the non-structured CPD or the informal CPD. You can call it the informal CPD. So from its title, the informal CPD, which is let's say the discussions or the meetings or the chats that take place without any planning. Okay, for example, when you go to a conference and as you are having your coffee break or as you are having your lunch, so you seize the opportunity to talk to this trainer. Okay, so you've been hearing a lot about this trainer, so it's a good occasion to talk to him. Okay, so during that coffee break, so you approach that trainer and you try to open a discussion with him. That's an informal CPD. Okay, all right. So please, when things are not clear, just let me know, all right? And we'll have a Q&A part. So what I have said before, if you could just focus, that CPD can be as big and can be as small. The CPD can be as big as an international event, as a big event, okay? And can be as small as a chat with your colleague who works with you in the same institute, okay? Even chatting, even talking, for example, in high school, for those who are teaching in high school or middle school, so they teach different modules. So the teacher of English would be talking to the teacher of French or Arabic about that pupil, okay? How to treat that pupil is a special case, okay? That's a CPD, okay? So we're not going to make CPD something complex and something difficult, and only the experts can apply the CPD, you see? Yeah, so the CPD can be as simple as a chat. When you chat on Messenger, when you talk to your colleague, that's a CPD. And when you travel overseas and you participate in a conference, in an international conference in another country, that's as well as CPD. You see? I hope things are clear. Now we move to the methods. So the methods of the CPD. All right. So before we talk about the showcase in real life experiences, so the methods of applying the CPD can be, as you have already talked about, the attending conferences, attending the workshops, going for seminars, giving webinars like this. So me, myself, when I was preparing for this webinar, this is a sort of CPD for me. As I was preparing for this webinar, I have learned many things that will help me give a better webinar next time. Okay? As well, one of the methods of CPD is just subscribing for the channels, subscribing for the YouTube channels that can talk about teaching English, or those who can share vocabularies and sessions about pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. Okay, like the ingvid.com. I know that most of you know about ingvid.com, which is a team of teachers, international teachers. They teach learners about English. So when you just watch the way they teach, and then you go to your classroom, you apply, and then you reflect upon your performance, that's a CPD. Okay? Because those who don't go for the CPD, they are afraid of reflecting upon their performance. Okay? Because when you reflect upon your performance, you will be you will be tracking the needs. You'll be tracking the needs of your students, and then in a way or in another, you will see to what extent they are satisfied with the session you've given. Okay? Whether those students are young or young learners or adults, so they can show you a sort of satisfaction towards the session that you give. And the more you reflect, upon your performance, the more your performance will be better. And the more you approach the CPD through the simple way of it, or the complex, the big way of applying the CPD, the more your classroom will be fine. Okay, I hope that I tried to make things clear. Now let's wrap up. Okay, let's wrap up about the types of CPD. We've got 3 types. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Viva l'Algérie. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. We have the structured CPD, we have the reflective CPD, and we have the informal CPD. Okay, so the structured CPD is an active, interactive atmosphere of learning new things. Okay, all right. The second type, which is the reflective. Reflective is where you put yourself in a situation, okay, where you are a passive learner. For example, when you are watching a video on YouTube, attending a non-live webinar, attending a non-live session online, or reading a book, okay, or like reading papers as well, reading papers, scientific papers, okay, those are really important, you know. When you read the scientific papers that are published, you can find them sometimes for free on Google Scholar or ResearchGate, so they will help you a lot. But just care about the researcher. Where does he belong? Okay, to which university does he belong, and to which what is his background? So that when you learn from the researcher, so you will improve, okay, and you will have up-to-date ideas, okay. And the third type of the CPD is the informal CPD, which is a non-planned atmosphere. When you just go for a chat, when you just go for an open discussion, that doesn't have clear settings, no clear time, no clear place. Okay, so this is as well a type of CPD. Okay, I hope that things are clear. I'm sharing with you these things so that when you are learning something new, so that you will know what is the type of CPD that I'm applying now. CPD is really important for me. When I go for CPD, my performance will be better. Okay? And when I go for CPD, things will be easier for me. Now teachers are, many teachers, they are still facing difficulties on the way to design games for their learners, on the way to, for example, to make, to use a YouTube video, like to make a YouTube video in a type of written material, to use it like a worksheet. There are many websites that can afford these services. You just take the video, the link of the YouTube video, and this website, okay. So this website is twee.com. Twee.com. So this website will directly transform the content of the video from a video into a transcript, okay, into a text. All right, I'm looking for the M. All right, twee.com. Okay. Now we go for real life success stories about CPD. Yes. Okay. Okay, so the first success story of CPD is this teacher. Most of you know about Kamal Sisa. So Kamal Sisa, no one is born well known in the field, good, and making a difference, making a change. When you work on your skills, you will make a change, and you become a source of information, a source of inspiration as well for the audience. So Kamal Sisa is a real-life CPD success story. He started from zero, and now he is making a difference. Many teachers, they are following Kamal Sisa online, and the videos that he is making, and maybe some of them, they are using the videos that Kamal Sisa makes in their classes, okay, and they are really effective videos, and they just tackle the exact point, okay. You can go for Kamal Sisa on Instagram or Facebook, and you learn about his content. That's a really refreshing and good content, you know. I'm not going to share with you all the CPD success stories. I will just share with you some of the success stories that I have learned from. So these people, they are close to me, so I have learned from them, and I know about their stories. Okay, so Ayyub Bukhatem. Maybe most of you as well, you know about Ayyub Bukhatem. So he as well, he started from as a student, okay, as a student at university, and now he is becoming a consultant, okay. Now he is a consultant in the field of teaching languages, and he's given trainings around the country and even outside of the country, overseas, about teaching English. He has been to America, to Gulf countries, to Turkey, to share his own experience or the experience of his school, Al-Mahad, with the stakeholders around the world. Okay? So this is as well, this is a close colleague, Raouf Boukousha. So Raouf Boukousha as well is the head of the training department in the ESL Algeria network, and he started really from zero. Okay, he started from zero, and he just kept insisting on improving his skills on teaching, and now he's becoming one of the one of the great teachers in the country. Okay, this is Jalal Burahla, and well, Jalal Burahla is well known, okay, with his videos on YouTube and the podcasts that he share on Spotify, so you can learn from his own experience. What's different about Jalal Burahla is that he shares his own experience and the sufferings, those hard, difficult moments that he had when he started teaching at university, and that was not so simple as we can see from the angle of the student when we attend the lecture. We see that the teacher is doing an easy job. Okay, so these four, okay, they are real life CPD success stories, so you can follow them, especially Kanabsisa and Burahla, as they are sharing content on social media. And you can get in contact with Rauf Bokusha and Ayub Khatam for trainings and for CPD opportunities. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that was helpful, effective, and could make like a slight, small change in your career. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the amazing presentation. So, anyone has any question so far to add before we end this session?
Sure, I would like to hear a word from them. I would like I would like them to share with me their experiences. Mr. Muammar.
Many thanks. Many thanks, Mr. Hamza. You are also model role as all the teachers that you have mentioned. Really, I don't have any question. I have written some comments in there. Thanks for the webinar. Many thanks for you and for the organizer.
Thank you too for being interested and for as well keeping always in touch with such webinars and trainings. Well, Muammar is one of the active teachers that I know.
Thank you so much, Mr. for attending this session too.
Yeah. We would like to hear a word from Asia and from Miss Fatima Haror. If it is possible, for sure. Comment, feedback. Feedback is really important. Yes, Asia, Miss Asia. Yes, Miss Fatima.
So, Ms. Asia is saying thank you so much for this fruitful and interactive webinar.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to share with you this very humble experience.
So, Ms. Fatima is saying one question. How can a teacher be innovative and take advantage of his or her knowledge where the teaching isn't open to change or the teaching environment?
Okay, yes. Well, so that happens most of the time for those teachers who are, let's say, in middle schools, in high schools, where the materials that are provided, they are not enough to be up to date. Okay, that's the question. Okay, so I think that we can do the minimum. Okay, we can't. That's really hard, and difficult to perform and to achieve the maximum expectations, okay, in such an environment, okay? But we can just give the minimum, okay? We give the minimum, and we let the students at least, okay, interacting with us, because getting the interaction of the students is as well vital. Okay, well, here, Ms. Fatima, so as we have been talking about the artificial intelligence, okay, so the artificial intelligence can facilitate the process for you, okay, as you are, for example, tackling a topic, okay, as you are tackling a topic that you feel is outdated, okay, in the course book that is provided for you, you can just go for artificial intelligence websites, and they can create for you new texts, okay, up-to-date materials that you can easily print them and use them in your classroom, okay, and that is not going to take so much time. All right, would you please interact with me, Ms. Fatima, so that I can make sure that I could answer your question. Okay, maybe that might take some time. Okay, so in this case, sometimes we find ourselves in an environment that is not supportive. Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Fatima, for your question. Now we go to Ms. Aya bin Daas. Based on your own experience, what are the most updated topics and areas that you think should be searched and discussed? Well, according to my little experience, I think that most of the students nowadays, they are interested about topics that are related to technology, okay, technology, artificial intelligence, business, okay, entrepreneurship, sports as well, because sports now, especially football, football always catches the attention of the students. When you just talk about football, you will see that everyone is interacting with you. Well, most of the students, they interact with you. So why can't we use this in our classroom? So our students, they find it interactive when we talk about topics related to business, artificial intelligence, technology, football. Okay, so why can't we use just texts that can catch the interaction of the students? Okay, because that's really important. Because the less
interact, but I think Miss Aya said before that she's a master's student. So I believe her question is for thesis, not students.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Ms. Adil. Okay, because the question of Ms. Aya bin Daas came directly after the question of Fatma Harur. All right. For an MA dissertation, I believe that it is better for you to work on a dissertation that is that can help you later on in your career. Okay. Well, when we talk about English language students, okay, English language students at university, well, we can see that 85% to 90% of them, they will go for teaching. Okay. So I think it is better to go for a topic that is related to teaching. Okay. That is related to teaching, whether you are doing literature, whether you are doing civilization, whether you are doing linguistics, okay, because teaching is your job market. Okay, why are you doing your university studies? You do your university studies just to get a job. Okay, So why don't we approach the job market as we are still students? Okay?
Okay, so
What do you think, Ms. Hadid?
let's wait for her response.
All right. So Ms. Aya bin Da'as, what do you think?
Okay, we have an interesting question from Ms. Fatma. She says, when a teacher adapts a text from an AI platform, what should he or she write as a source below the text?
You just write the name of the website. I'm using artificial intelligence. I myself am using artificial intelligence to design the tests and the exams for my students. Okay, that's not a shame. That's even a good thing. Okay, that's good. That means that you are that you care about what is new. Okay, this is what I believe. This okay. Look, Miss Fatima, as long as you are not deviating from the goals, okay, you are not deviating from the objective of your lesson, okay? So things are open for you to use the materials that can catch the interaction of your students, whatever those materials are, okay? The most important thing is to achieve your objective. Well, there are other marginal things, okay, like the parts of the session, how to move from one part to the other, how to do the warm up, how to do the presentation phase, how to do the guided practice, the free practice, and then the evaluation. Okay, well, at first, maybe you will be so much careful about that, but through time, those things will happen simultaneously, okay? And using artificial intelligence to for texts or to design some games, or that's not something which is unacceptable. That's highly acceptable, you know, as you are following the methodology and as you are achieving the objective, okay? Because what is important for any institute or for any inspector is to see the objective reached and to see the methodology applied. Okay. I hope that I could answer your question. Well, just make it clear. Just make it clear that I am using ChatGPT. I am using Google Bard. Okay. All right. Yeah, I am using Google Bard. Where's the problem? Okay, because it is all about my performance. Okay, when I take a text created by Google Bard, okay, or ChatGPT, the way I do it is totally different from the way someone else does this. Okay, so it is about performance. Okay, when you achieve your objective and you follow the methodology, so you can use the materials. Okay, you can use the materials as long as they like maybe they don't deviate from the culture, from the norms. So if it is not all about that, so it is open, I think.
So if nobody has any more questions, oh. So, Mrs.
Let's read sure, yes. True, knowing that my field is didactics.
That kind of direct me to teaching, and as you said, anything that facilitates or help me or another student in their future career. I'm really interested in AI or IT and multidisciplinary approach. What do you think about that?
Nice, that's really interesting. That's really interesting, you know. You can Well, you can even make like a comparative research, okay, between the texts, okay, that are used by the textbooks, the course books that we use in high school, and the text created by artificial intelligence engines, okay? And that's a good topic, you can discuss it, okay? Or pronunciation as well, okay? Pronunciation, when we use auto created audio materials by artificial intelligence engines, and the audios that are available or prepared by those audio materials that go along with the textbook or with the course book, whether in the private sector or in the public sector. You see, everything that is related to technology in teaching is interesting, okay, and open for research. You see, because when we do research, we are just trying to answer a question, okay, and this question should be relevant to the time being, okay. I shouldn't be raising a question which is not related to the time being, okay. That's illogic.
True that.
Well, yeah. Well, pragmatically speaking, okay. Pragmatically speaking, when I do a research, okay, about a novel, okay, and when I do a research about teaching, for example, young learners from 10 to 12 years, or adults, okay, who have never been exposed to English, okay. So pragmatically speaking, which one can help you in your career in the job market as a teacher, okay? When we talk pragmatically, okay, because we do the university studies just to get a job, okay? Those marginal things, we can keep them for free time, you see? What do you think, Mr. Muhammad? You can give the microphone to Mr. Muhammad. He wants to speak, I think.
Sorry.
Yes, I said, what do you think about the example that I've given? Like, pragmatically speaking, okay? Pragmatically
Yes,
speaking, yeah.
we should to use everything available to enhance our levels. As you said, this part of structive and reflective CPD.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you too, Miss Haya. I hope that this webinar was fruitful. Now we'll go for Miss Hadil to close the session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nani. Thank you so much, everybody who attended this webinar and discussed the CPD topic, which seems to be new concept to so many people here. We're glad to host such a webinar, and we are honored by the presence of Mr. Nani and all of you. Thank you, Mr. Ammar, Miss Fatima, Miss Aya, Asia. Thank you, everybody, even those who left before we finished. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully, we might meet Mr. Nani again one more time, but no one knows when that session will be. So keep in touch, stay tuned. We're available on all social media platforms as English Teacher Training Center and Mr. Nani as Nani English. Stay in touch, stay tuned. We will announce any news here or there. Thank you so much and hope to see you again in another webinar so soon.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Assalamu alaikum.